Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull Wrap Out now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, first and foremost, I just want to wish you guys that are viewing this video today a very Merry Christmas and all the best for the new year. 2026 is going to be a huge year over here in the crypto landscape. Now, we're going to quickly take a look at these crypto bubbles before we dive into some charts. We're going to take a look at altcoins outside of the top 10. We're going to see what that chart is saying. We're also going to take a look at XCN, and we're also going to take a look at Swiftcoin, which is down minus 3% on the week. It is Boxing Day at the time of recording, so Swiftcoin is down minus 1.5%. That's important because it's heavily correlated with ONYX XCN coin, which is down 0.8%. Okay, so we've got a couple of we've got more than a couple of green bubbles, so it's looking really good. Toshi is the biggest gainer on today's crypto bubbles. So if you're not already, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not already, make sure to give us a follow over here on X. If you want to go that one step further and support the Block Bulls channel, you can click on the link in, I'll actually leave it down below in the description of this video, but I've got the official link here in my bio over on X, and that way you can join the Discord, and that basically enables you to gain access to all the crypto AI. Obviously, I'm in there as well on a daily basis, talking through all the trade setups, etc. However, before we come over to the Swift chart here, I'm just going to come over to others. Okay, so this is the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10 coins. So it doesn't include the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, native token, XRP, all those sort of coins, okay, Solana, etc. So on this particular time frame, we are on the weekly time frame. Now it doesn't look good because macro always comes to fruition more often than not. Okay, we can see deviation on the smaller time frames. For example, if we go into the daily, and obviously the smaller the time frames, for example, like the 4 hour, the 1 hour, etc., there's always going to be deviations. However, on this weekly chart, it is looking very, very bearish. So what I'm saying is, guys, crypto outside of the top 10 could experience a significant drop going into 2026. Now, does that necessarily mean that 2026 is going to be another write-off similarly to this year? Absolutely not. I do believe Q1 will be slow. However, towards the end of sort of February, rolling into March, I do believe that is when crypto will really start to pick up, and we've probably bottomed out if we haven't bottomed out already. Now, this is the head and shoulder pattern. Every pattern comes with statistical probability. Now, when I say that, the odds are to the downside. Now, there's an 81% chance that this will break to the downside. Okay, 81%. And that's been a study conducted over all the technical analysis across many different commodities, cryptos, forex, you name it. Okay. Now, if this was to break down, then this is textbook stuff, guys. So we literally take the head of this particular candle, which mark the sort of head and shoulder patterns, and we just bring it down to the base. Yeah, it's a slight ascending sort of trend line here, but there or thereabouts, we would expect some sort of correction to the downside here. So once this gives way, we would expect a drawdown here around sort of 58%. And that would then sort of, this sort of aligns with this sort of low here of sort of June of 2023. So it's going to take out all the 2024 price action. It's probably going to flush all the sort of leverage positions. Anyone that's going long, which is probably 95% of retail traders. You know, a lot of retail traders only know how to buy and hodl, I would say. And obviously institutions love to come in low, especially with ETFs going live. For example, we've got the Bitcoin, we've got the Ethereum one, we've got XRP and Solana. All these different ETFs now allow institutional smart money, big money to come into the markets. Now, smart money is not going to want to buy at retail prices at all-time highs. For example, like when XRP was trading around sort of 350, 360, we're near all-time highs there. Okay, they're going to want to buy at a discount. Okay, now this is what I've got going on. Obviously, this is only 81% chance this could happen. We've got a 19% chance of the reverse happening. So you know what? This head and shoulder pattern could be invalidated. And for me, it is a long way to actually invalidate the pattern, because we would have to take out that right shoulder, which is 74% away. So it's almost like you're missing out on a lot of gains to see if this chart pattern is going to become invalidated. Now, I would always encourage retail traders to hold a little bit of capital, some dry powder, just in case we do see a rainy spell throughout sort of Q1 before we do begin to recover from that chart pattern. Now that I've highlighted this, I'm going to go into ONYX XCN here. So we've got ONYX XCN, and we've also got Swiftcoin to get through. So if I just filter through the symbols here, we'll come on to ONYX XCN. Now, I did want to highlight this, and I've been talking about and setting targets for the Discord members as well. If you're not part of the Discord, like I say, link below is in the description. We've got a link here in the X, so just join that. It's you get the first 3 days free. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. Cancel free of charge. If not, I think it works out about $29.99 per month, which is absolutely nothing in comparison to what you would be paying an official financial advisor. They're on like $100 an hour, if not more. Okay, so it's worth its weight in gold. Obviously, you got the crypto AI as well. Type in your ticker symbol and it'll bring back all the technical analysis. But what I want to highlight is ONYX XCN market cap. Okay, now this is crucial. Now, I've not seen any other influencers really discuss this particular chart. The reason why it's so invaluable to us as retail traders is because, for example, like cryptos, like ONYX XCN, obviously there's a staking element where retail traders that are staking their ONYX XCN tokens will receive APR upon their investment. Okay, so you're constantly sort of taking back rewards out of the system, out of the network, out of the ecosystem, if you will. And it's this happens with other coins as well. For example, like Gala, there's been an increase in supply. Now, the thing is, the charts are going to look similar, but not entirely, because obviously the tokenomics, the supply has changed over the years. Now, this is probably the most accurate chart we've got out there, and this highlights the market cap. Okay, now for me, for people that do watch my channel, that subscribed, I like to take the closes. Okay, I'm not always looking at these wicks. That tells me where the liquidity pockets are. It doesn't necessarily tell me where price action is sort of respecting. Okay, so this is the true nature of the structure. And as you can see here, highlighted along this dot, the highest weekly close in terms of market cap was just above $3 billion for ONYX XCN coin. Okay, now for me, I do believe in this cycle. We are heading into a super cycle, in my opinion. The reason being is for people that are unaware of the Benner cycle. He was an infamous farmer, and when he was actually harvesting his crops, he would sell his harvest produce onto the market. Okay, and he came up with this idea, this sort of cyclical. Just type it in. If you just type in Benner cycle, it'll come up, and then you can see all the graphs as well. I should have got it up in this video. However, we're more interested in ONYX XCN coin. However, 2026 is the big year where we are due to sell all of our assets. Okay, this is the biggest year, and it only comes around every sort of 10, 15 years, I believe, when we get this opportunity to sell at these high prices. Now, judging by this particular chart with ONYX XCN coin, we do have approximately around sort of 1,700% gain. So that is equivalent to an 18x on your capital to get up to those all-time highs in terms of the weekly closes. If we come over to the daily closes, it's probably going to be a little bit higher, as you can see. If we just take it up there, around sort of 3.45 billion. Okay, so let's just have a look, see what that does to the price. It's not going to change much, I don't think. So you're looking at about 20 to 21x to get to all-time highs. Now, I do believe ONYX XCN could go into, when I say could go into a super cycle, we've not seen any evidence yet. Now, the only differentials that I've seen from any other cycle is that altcoins have been massively suppressed, and I'm talking about the rest of the crypto landscape. There's a lot of altcoins that are sitting at all-time lows. All-time lows. Now, usually end of a cycle, we would end with a blow off top. Okay, that's not happened in this particular cycle. However, Bitcoin is still respecting the 4-year cycle, along with other dino coins, for example, like XRP. XRP has done exactly the same, and I can just highlight in this particular pin post over on X what happens after the halving, 77 weeks after the halving. We mark the end of the cycle, and exactly the same's happened for XRP and Bitcoin, and the rest of the altcoins are showing this as well. Okay, but for me, I'm an eternal optimist. Well, I try to be as optimistic as possible with highlighting the realistic probabilities involved with crypto. Now, if it's a big if ONYX XCN can breach this sort of all-time high up here in terms of market cap, then the next logical target would be the 1618 level. Okay, and this is going on a macro scale. So we're literally taking the high to the low, and we do have the 1618 all the way up here, which is an $81 billion market cap. Now, obviously, we would need the rest of the market to grow massively for ONYX XCN to get up to $81 billion in market cap. Yeah, XRP will probably be trading in double digits. You know, Bitcoin will obviously be in six figures, trading much higher prices than in today's market. Okay, a tide, I forget they say now, a tide lifts all boats, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so if one crypto is going to go up, they're all going to go up. And again, like I'm saying, I'm stressing, this is a big if. What I would do personally would be taking the majority of my profits around 3.4 billion around these highs. Okay, I'll take a 20x on ONYX XCN coin. We know ONYX XCN coin can do 20x within the space of about 12 days. I think we worked out around this sort of. You can see here it was a 20x in the space of like sort of 12 days. So we know ONYX XCN coin can absolutely moon within literally 2 weeks. Yeah, you think you're broke now because you've ridden out this slow bleed over time, and then within 12 days you've done a 20x and you're up at all-time highs. Now, for me, if like I said, let's just come back a step. I'm going to be taking a lot of my profits here at all-time highs. Now, everyone's got a different financial circumstance. Now, it's up to you guys how much profit you want to take at these highs. Yeah, you could cash out completely, or you could take 50% of your profits, leave 50% in the markets to run to that 1618 level if you are optimistic. Okay, maybe just leave 10% in. Again, it's at your discretion as a retail trader. I cannot advise you what to do in this particular circumstance. However, if we was to reach approximately $81 billion market cap for ONYX XCN coin, you would be looking at approximately 46,000% return. Now, XRP back in the day in the 2017-18 cycle, I believe it ran up over 60,000% gains. So don't tell me it cannot be done. These coins are tied with heavy investors like Citigroup, like MasterCard, etc. These are massive conglomerates, if that's the word. These are huge entities involved within the chain.com ecosystem, which ONYX XCN is the backbone to that ecosystem. Okay, so 46,000%. I believe that is, if my calculations are correct. Someone can correct me in the comment section if I'm incorrect. But we'll be looking at we'll be looking at over 140, well, more than that, over 460x your capital. Absolutely wild. Yeah, easy maths anyway. But if, for example, we've got $10,000, don't have to be dollars, could be pounds, could be yen, even though the yen is probably going to go to ruin, especially with that carry trade. Plus, we're just going to round it up Because again, look how much it fluctuates. It fluctuates heavily, and I'm literally only moving it. This is me just trying to control the mouse. We're just going to even just be conservative and put 46,000% in. So plus our 46,000%. Look at that, 4.6 million plus your initial. You'll be coming out with 4.6 million if ONYX XCN coin was to get up to approximately 81 billion. Guys, let me know down in the comment section if you believe that is possible for ONYX XCN coin. Let me know how much profit you will be taking at all-time highs, how much you'll be leaving on the table to run up to the 1618 level in case, there's a slim possibility that does happen. And if so, we will get very, very wealthy as ONYX XCN holders. I've not even had a chance to get into the Swift coin today, guys, so I do apologize, but make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe on this channel. I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, and I wish you all the best wishes for the new year as well. Take it easy, guys. I've been the Block Bull. The Block Bull is all and out.